This story revolves around a shocking event involving Mape, a relative of my father's. It's a tale that not only haunts the community but also underscores critical issues like mental health, cultural dynamics, and the inadequacies of the time's legal and psychological systems. Setting the scene. The Yalibu Basin, nestled in the southern highlands of Papua New Guinea, was a place of tranquility in the 80s. Villages like Konapugu dotted the basin, surrounded by gardens and subsistence farms. Life revolved around communal living areas, or penas, as it was more commonly known up there in the Imbungu language. This is where the clans and families shared their daily lives. In the 1980s, Konapugu was a stop along the Okuk Highway, connecting the coast to the rugged highlands. The village was self-sufficient, with locals farming their gardens, selling produce at the markets, and living closely knit lives. It was here that Mape, his wife, and their young daughter lived, but in isolation, on the outskirts, away from the communal center. Mape's struggles. Mape was known as a quiet man, introverted even. His family lived past the main gardens, a choice that raised no significant concern at the time as others also sought privacy. Yet in hindsight, the isolation hinted at deeper issues. Over time, Mape's behavior became erratic. He was prone to anger and seemed detached from the community, leading to an ominous distance between his family and the village. His wife and daughter occasionally confided in relatives and peers, describing his unusual conduct, outbursts, paranoia, and sometimes strange rituals. These warning signs were not recognized for what they were. Cries for help from a man teetering on the edge of a psychological breakdown. The build-up. In the days leading up to the horrific incident, Mape was spotted purchasing large quantities of food at the market. He claimed to be preparing for a feast but gave no details about its purpose. His wife and daughter had not been seen in days. Suspicious, a group of relatives decided to visit the home the following day. They found Mape tending to a traditional earth oven, otherwise known as a mumu. When pressed about his family's absence, Mape offered vague excuses and appeared detached. The tension in the air was palpable. The discovery. As the relatives investigated further, the horrific truth was uncovered. Human remains were found in the mumu. Dismembered parts of his wife and daughter shocked the family and the entire community. The relatives quickly subdued Mape, tying him up while alerting local authorities. Aftermath. Though the police eventually arrived, the legal and healthcare systems of the time were ill-equipped to handle such a case. There were no mechanisms to evaluate his mental state in the province at the time, no structured trial and no formal resolution. Mape, described as cooperative yet detached, spoke nonchalantly about his actions. He showed little understanding of the gravity of his crimes, suggesting a severe psychological disconnect. Community impact. The community was left in shock, struggling to reconcile the gruesome reality with their previously peaceful lives. The incident became a tale of horror, whispered around fires and passed down as cautionary stories today. Years later, Mape was released and seen wandering the village. This was in the 90s. He appeared emotionally and mentally shattered, a haunting presence that stirred the fear and unease. For me, encountering him when I was younger as well in the 90s was both terrifying and thought-provoking. Lessons and reflection. The Mape incident highlights the dire need for mental health awareness and support. The rural Papua New Guinea mental health issues were often misunderstood, dismissed as spiritual possessions or satanic influence. The church, though influential in the highlands, framed such behavior as the work of the devil, leaving no room for discussions on psychological well-being. The use of the mumu, a symbol of community celebration and unity, as the medium for such a heinous act, added an unsettling layer to the crime. It inverted the purpose of the tradition, turning it into something macabre and grotesque. The final message. The story serves as a stark reminder of the importance of recognizing and addressing mental health struggles, particularly in isolated and rural communities, and particularly amongst men. It also sheds light on the cultural and social gaps that can allow such tragedies to occur unchecked. For me, the Mape incident is more than a family tragedy. It's a call to reflect on how communities can better understand and support those who might be silently suffering. This is Uncle Man. This has been a true crime story.